19.52 at 2001.16. So equity markets all very positive there in the States. It's not just in the States. It's also happened in Europe. The FTSE actually traded to new highs for the year. The FTSE was up 91 points, the CAC was up 64, and the DAX was up 109. Also, obviously expecting good things. The SPI closed up 45 points, so we'll probably see the equity market in Australia also start to trade a little bit higher, and probably see that also up marginally. Okay, now major other features last night. Just looking at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar reversed itself. The US dollar was under pressure. We had a statement from the RBA yesterday concerning that interest rates could move up a lot quicker than we first thought. Probably two interest rates increases over the next 3 months. The RBA does take a break in January, so if anything, they're looking at maybe November, December, February. Let's see. I think it's a little bit too soon, but obviously they've got all the data. On the back of that, we saw the Aussie have a terrific rally, up 1.2 cents. It's currently at 92.84. That's pretty much a new high. Let's just have a quick look at that chart because it is quite impressive, and expectations are for it to continue. My feeling on all this is just to remain pretty solid in terms of what's occurring. It's still breaking to new highs, and with commodities also picking up last night, that Aussie does tend to look as if she wants to continue onwards and upwards. Let's just look for an exhaustive rally to conclude the top, but at the moment, let's just see how she trades. If you are long, stops can be moved up to 90.86, just as a bit of an idea. Okay, that was the Aussie US dollar. Let's also focus on the dollar index. The dollar index, as we know, is that blue ribbon on what the US dollar actually does. Not good looking. There it is. It broke through very critical support and broken through that area, and it does look as if she's headed lower. That was the break we were looking at, 75.43. It's actually broken through very thin markets, and if you look at that daily too, it's on a break to new lows, and that doesn't look all that encouraging, and expectations are for it to head onwards down to that 74. That will support commodities, and as a result of that, we've seen a lot of investment move towards the commodity sector over the last couple of trading sessions. We do know that crude oil is just a fraction off US $80, and I probably will see there. We're about to put a report together. Expectations are obviously for 90, and if the formation is confirmed, then we can see prices trade up to $102 before any sizable correction. So keep an eye out on those ones. Natty gas was also up just under 2%, so that was encouraging. On the industrial metals, copper, that's something we've been looking for some time. Closed up 4% at 296, and I'm still looking for that to keep on trading. Gold had a strong night, 1,064, up 1.23%. Silver was up 2.47, so very positive across the board there on all the precious metals and base metals, and also the energy sector. On the softs, very strong night for wheat. Wheat to Chicago was up 19, or 3.8%. Kansas wheat was up 3.57. Soybeans up 18, 1.92%. Cotton was down. Coffee was up, and cocoa had a strong night, up 32 at 3,305. All looking very positive on all those things. I guess one of the ones which we can focus on just a little bit when we look at the chart, let's just have a look at copper. Copper is something that we did focus on and have been focusing on for some time. Hopefully some of your clients have taken positions on it. We certainly have. This is the break, this is the chart, and it consolidated, filled the gap, and now she's trading higher. Got to take out these highs here. That's the highs which we can see there, 294. We've already taken that one out, and if we can stay above this level here, 296, 297, then you can start to see this travel all the way up to 320, maybe even a little bit higher. So just be close to that. One thing I thought was worth mentioning, obviously with a lot of these negotiations for iron ore, crude all sort of trading higher, is that we just take a quick look at the Baltic Dry Index. This is something which I follow religiously, because it gives me an idea as to how the freight rates are traveling for dry goods. This is a global index, and if we move across to it here, you can see exactly that it has started to pick up. Now this rate has been a lot higher for the year, up around about that 11,000, and when we're at a verge where there's so much confidence in the market, this will start to pick up, and as you can see, it started to pick up back here, and we picked that out, and so far it's been pretty true. So if anything there, expect, whilst that continues to trade higher, expect to see more demand for our primary input markets. In particular, as we mentioned, there's copper. Let's have a quick look at crude oil, because that certainly was a good break, and you'll be able to see why we're starting to pick these hairy numbers. That's the daily chart for crude, and this consolidation is pretty important. And when we see how it has consolidated, we can start to say, well, look, if it really wants to take on, she can trade quite aggressively higher. Consolidation pattern here, a measured move from there to there. From there to there sees it to 85. But when you look at the overall picture, and we'll just have a look at this weekly chart, because this is where I think it's interesting. And we've got some Fibonacci retracement numbers here. If that's the high and that's the low, and this is a measured move, correcting that, well then that's the target there. That's at 50% retracement, and that's at 38.2 area from the top. So that's basically, in my mind, is the target that I'm actually looking for in terms of numbers there. So if it's the case, then this can quite merrily trade up towards that area, and then we'll see some form of correction. But keep an eye on that one. Obviously, let's see what sort of winter provides in terms of demand, or the catalyst for demand, but at the moment it all looks as if crude will continue to trade higher, dips to be well supported, if in fact we do get them, which we probably will. But the key for the movement in crude, as long as it stays above the breakout zone, which was 74.50, then we've got to assume that everything will remain quite positive. So that's about there. Let's have a quick look at the local market and see exactly what we're expecting to occur. There's the SPY. Let's just try and change that to APZ1. No, I want APC1. That's what I want. Okay, not even there. Okay, for some reason it's not coming up, not quite sure. But let's get relaxed, don't worry about it. It was meant to work, but let's try one more, C1. If it doesn't, we'll just move on. Okay, there we have it. It has come up. Just have a look at the SPY. We did talk about it breaking upwards and onwards, and you can tell by this daily chart, once it comes up, that it still looks quite hot to trot. And I think once it takes out that high there, then we're up to this area here of consolidation. Could actually even see it trade as high as that 5,150 level. So that's a target which we will have in mind at the moment. Let's just see how she all trades. In terms of economic calendar, before we disappear, tonight we've got, I guess in the States, most of the important ones, the PPI data, producer price index, housing starts, building permits. They'll be the ones to watch. People will have a good look at those ones. As you can see, there's quite a bit of data. Also, the ABC consumer confidence in the States, construction in Euro, and money supply figures in Great Britain. That's about it from us today. Hope you all have a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.